right, everybody. Welcome to One Nation, a Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. I am your host, Kirk DeMars, and we have a great program tonight, our 101st episode. And tonight, we've got a pretty special young lady from out there in California, Missouri. We have Ella Percival joining us on the program tonight. I want to read off real quick just some of the cool accomplishments that she's had. Now, her softball season just finished not long ago with a loss to Tolton in the districts, but they've had a good season, and she's looking forward to what's ahead next. We'll get into all that on the program tonight, but I want to share quickly with you a couple of the things that she has accomplished. Ella is a three-time All-District, two-time All-Conference, and All-Regional player, and academic All-State in softball. So right there, it tells you that she's got the goods, and she's able to translate that onto the field as well as in the classroom. Of course, some of these awards for this year are going to be coming out here real shortly, but we're excited to have Ella with us tonight. I hope you enjoy the program as well. We are missing that guy that brings the heat, the guy that brings the comedy. My son-in-law and co-host Jay Gill. He's in Colorado today. He had an eardrum burst, and that sounds extremely painful. So I can't imagine what that would have been like listening through, the AirPods or earbuds, whatever it is that he would have been listening through. So he's just resting tonight. So if you guys would lift him up in your prayers, I would appreciate that. But right now, we're going to get into our interview with Ella, and I hope you guys will jump in on the comments. Any questions that you might have, please feel free to do that. All right. Ella, welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, we were talking before the program that I like that background you got there. You got some fish going through there. What kind of fish you got in there?
Whatever you can think of, really. We have a sucker fish. It's like 6, 7 inches. Pretty neat stuff. My
All
mom
right,
loves it.
very, very good. I mean, do you have to clean it? Do you have to clean the
Oh,
tank?
not me. My dad does every once in a while, but
Okay,
not much of a cleaner.
that's what the sucker fish is for, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Hey, Ella, why don't you tell us a little bit about you just got done with softball, finished up with that loss to Tolton. Tell us a little bit about what that was like and how this season went.
Well, we lost a lot of seniors the last couple of years, so I thought we played really well. I mean, being we had 7, 8 starters from my sophomore year leaving, and we had some people step up into big roles and play a big part in our team. And to lose to Tolton 4-0, just it really wasn't as bad as losing by 15. So we played really well, and I got the opportunity to make a lot of plays this year. So I was really proud of the way we played this year.
Very good. I mean, you've come to the close of your softball career there at California High School, and I know that you had a lot of special memories. Talks about some of those memories that you had in your article, and one in particular was during your sophomore year. You drove in the tying run to send the Pintos to victory over Blair Oaks. I know you guys have a rivalry with Blair Oaks. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the rivalry, I mean, it's kind of going downhill because we have been losing to them the last few times. But sophomore year, we'd never beat them before, and we kind of went into that game like, what's there to lose? And we ended up winning 2-1, something like that. So it felt, I mean, incredible. It was like winning the state championship in the beginning of October. It was crazy. Definitely one of my favorite memories here. It was a lot of
Well,
fun, for sure.
Well, very, very cool. And I'm sure that you guys
Yeah,
will always be able to say, remember when we beat you guys, and
exactly.
always bring that up. That's what we do when as we get older, we relive those victorious moments, and pretty much everybody else forgets them. So I'm just telling you, that's what happens as you get 56. That's where I'm at now.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, tell us about one of the things you were on the cover for Sports Locker magazine this last issue.
Yeah.
Look at that picture. Pretty cool. Love the My daughter loves taking photos out there at California High School, and you guys have such an amazing softball field and facility over there. That's always one of her favorite ones just because of the color. Tell us, what are some of the things that you've heard from people about being on the cover, and what did you think about it?
I loved it. I loved the opportunity to, put myself out there a little bit. You never would have thought I'd be on there. So it was really nice, and I appreciated getting the recognition for the work I've put in the last few years. And also, I think it's just a little bit more knowledge about Pintos softball in general, getting the team out there a little bit too. I love the way it
Abs-
turned out. I know people from California appreciated having somebody from the community on there, and it felt honored to be chosen on there for sure.
well, you're a great representative, and I know you have. He might still be in there, but I know your younger brother was in there with you just a little bit ago. And what did he think about that? And did you autograph one for him? Anything like that?
He liked it. He liked it. He's got those gray and blue uniforms on, but he
Okay,
appreciated it. I think he wished I was there too. I think. I don't
yeah.
know.
Well, speaking of the gray and blue uniform, tell everybody where he goes to school and how old he is.
Yeah, he's a freshman at Russellville, and we live, right in between. And we went to a K through 8 school growing up, so we got to choose where to go to high school. And he just chose the wrong choice. I'm just kidding, Russellville. But he's a big baseball guy, and they got a really good baseball program, so he'll fit in
Yeah.
well over there. Little
Well,
rivalry though.
yeah, Coach Branson, he's a good guy over there, so I know he'll enjoy that. So, uh, in your article, we had a title of Persistent Percival. Tell us a little bit about why would we choose that particular title for somebody like you and what you do?
Um, I liked the title. It was I think it's because I'm always kind of came bounced back from. I mean, I had a big shoulder injury my sophomore year, and I kind of never thought I'd be able to feel the ball again. But it's kind of bounced all the way back to normal. And then, being small, it's been a lot harder to play. Shortstop position that's really big, tall people. It's took a lot of extra work to be good at something like that. With some
Hmm.
disadvantages I had. So
Well, from what I've seen and what I've heard, you did just fine. And we'll get into what's ahead on that later on, but you did really well. I want to ask this question here real quick. Tell us about as far as your family and just the support for you in athletics as well as academics. Just kind of tell us how much you've appreciated that.
yeah, my parents are super supportive. They're always around at every game, every NHS type deal, FFA stuff. They're always cheering me on. And my siblings, I got an age gap with the older ones, but they come back and they watch all my games. And my little brother comes when he can, but he's always at Russellville doing what he's doing. But they've never not been at something. There's always been one of them, both of them, everybody. I really appreciate having them, to cheer me on and also hold me accountable when I need them to be. So.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit about your mom and dad and what you appreciate about them. What are some of the things that you've picked up from them that you've I guess you're going to carry on?
Yeah, I think hard work for sure is what I learned from them. They've kind of worked their way up to being where they are today and raised all four of us, well and fairly. And they worked hard for everything they got. They started when they were 18 and met and got married, and now they're here today. So
That's good. Uh, so what did they think about your article? And did they get the brag on daughter a little bit?
yeah, they loved it. I think my dad bought like 25 copies laying around everywhere here. He loved it. But
Well, that's kind of cool because when I was delivering magazines to Cal's Thriftway there in California, and the lady there said, "I need some extra copies. I've got somebody that's wanting to buy about 25." So now I know where they went. There you go.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly who it was.
Oh, very cool. Very good. I'm glad I had some with me to be able to take in there. So that was good. You
Yeah.
mentioned something about your having a torn labrum. Tell us a little bit about that and how difficult was it to come back from that injury?
Yeah, my sophomore year, I dove into a base and tore my left labrum, and I did physical therapy for a while, and I finished the season. But then that winter, I went ahead and got the surgery to get it fixed. Which I don't know if you guys have had shoulder surgery, but it's terrible. It's would not do it again for sure. But I went through therapy for 8 more months. And then finally, that summer, I played a little bit and kind of got back into the groove. And it's about perfect now, but for a long time, it was super sore to do a lot of stuff. And it was kind of humbled me a little bit to think about, I need to be more careful with my body while I'm young. So it's kind of perfect now, all back to
Uh-huh.
normal. But
Well, you seem like you're probably somebody that goes all out. You probably dive for the balls on the infield and you go for everything, don't you?
yeah, can't miss one.
Yeah. So I'm just going to tell you again, as you get older and you get out of that and you start playing rec league softball or whatever it is you do, I'm just going to say this, probably not a good idea to be diving after softballs on the ground and because you could miss some work. And I'm just speaking from experience, okay?
Yeah, it's
So do it
dangerous
while
out
you
there.
can. Do it while you can. Use the trainers, get everything that you need to get done, and then just be careful when you get older. So, Ella, I've got another question I want to ask you here real quick about some more family. Tell us about your grandparents, and if you would, um, tell us how that helped change how you compete.
Yeah, my grandma passed away the first game of our season last year, and I wasn't gonna play, but my family talked to me, and they were like, "Well, they wouldn't want you to miss it for that." So I came and I played that game. Didn't end well, but I was glad I did it. And then a
Mm.
few days later, my grandpa passed away, and we had a game that day too, so I had to play that one. But it definitely makes you have more love for the game because it was there for me when it was hard.
Yeah.
I definitely uh, they love to hear about the game, so I was glad I played those few games and finished the year strong. I think they'd appreciate that.
Yeah.
They'd love
And
this magazine.
oh, oh, cool. Well, obviously they loved you and they would have been very proud of you, but I think of how um, when we were talking about that in the article, I just thought about how difficult that would have been, and but what an honoring thing that you did, just kind of stepping out there and doing that in their honor. That was a very special moment, I know, for you and your family.
Yeah, it for sure was.
Okay. Uh, Tell us a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna get back. Your brother, he's in there, younger brother. But tell us a little bit about some of the things that you've learned from your other siblings, and as well as what you try to pass along to your younger brother.
Yeah, my older siblings have worked really hard. My brother was in the military for several years. He was honor grad of his battalion, so he set the bar high for the rest of us. We had some big shoes to fill, but we're all really close. We get along really great. We still have dinner once or twice a week out at our house, but it's really nice to have more people to hold me accountable and also people to play catch with or jump on the trampoline with. It's definitely been a lot more fun growing up with the three of them rather than just myself. But it's a lot of fun for sure.
So you are the third oldest, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
What's that like? What's the dynamics of that like? I mean, you got the older siblings and the younger. I mean, you don't get lost in the shuffle, do you?
Not really. I know my little brother, he's the baby, so he kind of does what he wants. But I think the rules are stricter for me because my parents learned with the first two, so I was the first one to kind of get the strict curfew and all that. But I'm glad they keep me going good. So
Very good. Ella, we've flown through this first part of the interview. I'm going to go ahead and do our sponsor break here real quick, but we're going to get back and we've got some other questions that are going to dig into softball, dig into what it's like being a California Pinto, and what's in the future. Excited to hear about that and let everybody know what you're going to be doing. Um, anyway, and then we cannot do the interview without having the speed round at the very end where I get to ask you questions that you didn't get to see ahead of time. And we're just going to hear what your responses are. You've had quite a few people that are tuning in and watching, and I know that they're enjoying this interview. I'll try to take some comments as they're putting them in here, and hopefully they will show their support by chiming in about how much they appreciate you. So we'll be right back, and you're doing an outstanding job.
thank you.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
While I go to school full time.
While I work full time.
greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Not everybody is an 8 to 5 Monday through Friday type. At CNS, we have employment options for the way you want to work with our flexible scheduling program. Flexible scheduling is designed to fit your lifestyle and allows you to be in control of your schedule. CNS offers insurance plans upon employment. Celebrating 45 years of staffing, CNS Business Services.
Say yes to CNS.
All right, we absolutely are very appreciative of our sponsors. We are very appreciative of the Missouri Army National Guard and also CNS Business Services. And, you know, Ella, I just want to say, you talked about your brother serving in the military and how important it is that we support our military. And that's why we're so happy to have Missouri Army National Guard be one of our sponsors. With all the young men and women that go and serve in our armed forces, it's a very noble, very patriotic, and a very sacrificial thing that they do. So we appreciate everything that they do. Also, CNS Business Services, we really appreciate everything that they do in the community right here in mid-Missouri. Ella, they help people find jobs, and there's lots of jobs out there. So if anybody needs a job, we want to direct you to CNS Business Services, and they will get you lined up with the right place. All right. We are ready for segment 2, but we're going to start that off with a comment right here real quick. It's from Kelly Relic, and I might not have said her last name right. Do you know her last name?
I think I say it wrong too. I think it's Rollig, something
Okay,
like that.
all right. Carrie, if we have butchered it, we are so sorry. But she's saying, congrats on a great season. Thank you for being the best leader for our Pintos team and a great mentor for Riley. So, very good.
Nice.
Thank you, Carrie, for that comment. And again, I apologize for butchering your name. Lauren Friedrich says, best softball player in person I know. Okay, now they're coming in. All right, so no blushing. Just go ahead and take it in stride. You've earned it. Tonight's your night. So we appreciate you guys making comments. We appreciate you being on here, Ella, and we want to ask you, what has it been like for you to represent California High School and to participate in Pinto Pride?
I love it here. I didn't go here till my freshman year, and I just love the vibe that everyone has. It's always upbeat, and everybody's coming to volleyball games, football games. It's a lot of fun to be part of it, and I think mostly it's all positive. We never really hear about bad stuff at California, so I appreciate them supporting me also and letting me be who I am on the field. So.
Well, and obviously that is something very special because you have people like Carrie and Lauren that have made comments that not only are you a good ball player, but you're a great mentor and a good representative of your school and of your town. So well done. Well done. You're not satisfied with just doing softball. You do some other stuff. You play some other sports. Tell us a little bit about that and what have been some of the highlights in those other sports?
Basketball is a lot of fun. The team's a lot of fun. You saw my best friend Lauren. She's all-stater in basketball. We like to play with her. And Elena Butts, another senior. It's just the three of us as seniors, and we get along great. So we're super excited for this year. But we got an incredible coach, and we win a lot of games. So I'm super excited for this year and to play a bigger role in the team. And then I run track, and we got a new coach for that, and he's a lot of fun. We all enjoy running for him.
Good. Well, tell us a little bit now. You've already mentioned it. Let's go ahead and say a little bit about your coaches. So, talk about softball, talk about basketball, and then what you're anticipating in track.
Yeah, Coach Sangster in basketball, he does an incredible job. Most people know about him. He wins. That's all we can say about him. He throws wins together every year, whether he has 10 great players or 10 average players. And then Coach Stock in softball, he's been incredible for me. He's made me into the player I am, made me a lot more confident, especially a freshman playing varsity. It's a big step up. It's a lot of mental pressure. And Stewart and Bishop and Hecker are all in softball at California have all been great. And then my summer league team, Doug Peters and Christy Kemker, they're a lot of fun. We don't really change swings or anything in summer ball, but their in-game coaching is just a lot of fun to play for. Track is Coach Stout, and he's a new young guy. I think he's younger than my brother, but he's super fun as a coach. He makes track fun, which is a lot being it's just running. So
Just running.
appreciate
So,
it.
what events do you do in track?
I do the open 100 and then 4x1 and 4x2. So short distance. We talk about how my max is 175. So the 4x2 is a rough one for sure.
Well, we knew that you are somebody built for speed because you've done a little something as far as breaking the school record in a particular category. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so last year I broke our single season solo and base record that my friend Lauren had, and Ellie Clay and I are actually tied for that. And then this year I tied it, but I could not get one more to beat it. But overall, I have the career solo and base record. So it's an honor to have something like that. I worked hard for it. So
Yeah, very good. Very good. One thing you did mention about Coach Sangster that, we need to make sure we bring up is he's got a great haircut. I really like his haircut.
yeah, he gets best hair every year in the yearbook.
Yeah, I can relate to his haircut, and I'm just saying he does it well. We don't use
He
much
pulls it off.
shampoo.
No,
We do not use
it's a lot
not at all.
cheaper.
Yeah, it is. All right, Ellie, tell us about softball. We've kind of touched on it a little bit, but tell everybody about the position that you played. How long were you doing that? And, what have been some of the highlights for you in softball?
Yeah, I started playing, when I was T-ball. I can't even remember the first few games. Probably 5 years old. I was on the orange team. There's some iconic pictures of me playing. But then I played on a travel team from California, California Thunder. My dad and a few of the other players' dads were the coaches. Doug Damp, he was a real influential coach, real good guy. And then we joined Capital City Crush, and then I became a freshman, and I started playing at California. My freshman year at California, I played shortstop. My sophomore year, I played third base because Ellie Clay transferred in. She moved to shortstop. And then junior year, I caught half the year and played short the other half, and this year I got to play short all year. It's by far the best one. It's the most exciting to play.
Yeah, I love playing shortstop because you really, it seems like you're almost involved in every play that's going on. I mean,
Yeah.
of course you are a catcher too, but it really feels like you're involved in almost every play in the game, and you get to see the field real well. So
Yeah.
I know why you enjoy that. So that's good.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, what was I'm sure I know the answer to this, but what was the most difficult part for you as far as in your sports career? What was the most
I know
difficult moment?
my grandparents passed away in the first week of our junior season. That one was rough, and my shoulder, that definitely took a lot of mental strength more than physical to overcome, to keep your head about you and stuff like that. So I'm
So,
glad I humbled me a lot for sure.
yeah.
Made me appreciate
So
it.
through those difficulties, I mean, how do you think, what was it that you really learned coming out of that you're going to be able to take forward with you?
Yeah, I learned that you got to find the good in things. Not everything's going to be perfect, so you got to find something that you like to do in everything. With my grandparents, softball was my escape from dealing with that, and with my shoulder, I started playing video games and having a lot of fun with stuff that isn't softball. So you have to work around everything.
You do a lot of other things outside of softball, and why don't you go ahead and tell us about that? Talk about your academic accomplishments, and I guess you can even talk about your video game accomplishments because you probably got pretty good in that too, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm an NHS officer and on the FFA officer and student council team. So we've had a lot of fun with that, and definitely helps me be more involved at school. And our violin group, I'm one of the older members, so that's a lot of fun too to help the little ones learn with that and keep my GPA pretty high. We'll see. We got some dual credit classes this year, so we'll see how that ends up. But it's a lot of fun to
Well,
be
good. So
involved.
you play the violin.
Yeah,
Any
I
other
started
instruments that
that.
you play?
No, I took piano 1 freshman year, but nobody wants to hear me play the piano. It's not pleasant. So,
What drew you to playing the violin?
my great grandma, she has like 70 grandkids and great grandkids. There's a ton of us, and
Wow.
nobody would do it. And she really wanted somebody to. Her parents did, so I started doing it, and I'd go to the nursing home and play. I think it started when I was 8 years old. Ended up playing for the whole cafeteria every Sunday at the nursing home because they could hear me in the hallways. So it was
That
a
is
lot of fun.
awesome. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. That's a great thing to do. And I know that they probably absolutely loved it.
Oh yeah, highlight of my week. So
Yeah,
they
very
enjoyed
good.
it.
Very good. What advice would you give to others that are following in the years coming after you? Some of the younger players, what advice would you give them?
Um, I would say to work hard for everything. You can't expect anything to be given to you. You have to earn all of it, and you can't compare yourself to anyone else. That's one of my big things. You know, it's easy to play against somebody who you think's better and start playing bad. You just have to do your game, play your game, and not focus on anybody else around you. For sure, you have to be your own player.
It's kind of hard, isn't it? You try to do different things at different times. You try to emulate different people, but then what you find out is that, I need to focus on my strengths and I need to get better at the best I can at that and to be able to move into some other areas. Yes, I can improve there, but focus on my strengths and get better in those things. So,
Exactly.
and it sounds like you've done a very good job with that.
Yeah, it took a lot, but
Yeah.
4 years.
4 years, and 4 years have led to the point of making a decision to continue on your education. Can you fill us in on what you're going to be doing and the year after you graduate?
Yeah, I committed to play softball at Lincoln next year for Coach Olson. It was just like a dream come true. You know, I always wanted that full ride scholarship to play ball somewhere, and he kind of made that come true. And I've enjoyed playing against him for several years. He does a really good job with every team. So I'm really excited to get to play for them and hopefully get a business administration degree. I know that stuff always changes, but that's my hope right now. So I'm beyond excited to play for Olson at Lincoln. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, very good. So you said you've played against him in the past. So tell us what how that happened.
Yeah, he coached at Versailles with his daughter, incredible player, for 3 years, maybe two. But I mean, my sophomore year, we beat Blair Oaks and then lost to Versailles. So he put wins together with, he didn't always have a great 9 players, but he won games. And I think my junior year, he beat us 3 times. So it's really impressive, his way of coaching. He does a really great job.
Well, we've just had our friend Melanie Morton Porter. She came on here and she said, "Congrats, Ella." We've had Melanie on the program. We've had Tristan and Trishelle on the program. We've had Doug on the program. So we've had almost the whole Porter family on the program, but they are very supportive. And I know that, she knows that you have done an outstanding job in not only athletics, but also, again, being that good mentor for others. So um, you've done an outstanding job. And, I can only give you a reward of saying we're going to jump into the last segment and it's the speed round. So, I'm just going to say, be ready for anything. Okay. You all
All
right
right,
with
I'm
that?
ready.
Okay.
Yep.
So here we go. We've had the other questions. We got all that out of the way. This is what people want to really know. They want to know, what is the most embarrassing moment you've had while playing sports?
Oh, well, actually, it was a couple weeks ago, rounded third, slipped and fell, got thrown out. Just not a good experience on the turf. You can't get traction, so in front of everybody. So definitely one of my top 3 fails for
All
sure.
right. Any hits on YouTube or anything for that? Any?
Oh, thankfully, I don't think they had the camera on that game, so very excited
Oh,
for
good.
that.
Did your brother? Did he make any comments or anything?
Oh, he'll never let me live stuff like that down.
Okay. That's what siblings
Never.
are for. They always remind us of our inadequacies or failings or whatever. So that's great. But you get to remind him of his as well.
Yes, for sure. He has plenty.
All right. So you compete really hard. What is your go-to snack or meal after a game? What are you like craving? You absolutely love to have.
Oh, a McChicken's always good, but our Mexican restaurant in town, they they have this little meal. It's just steak, cheese, and rice, and it's perfect every time. Post game, pre game, I'll eat it whenever. Definitely my favorite.
Okay, that sounds good. You're making me hungry
Mhm.
right now. Uh, so you know, talking about celebration dances or even just dance moves, I want you to tell us your dance moves are similar to what barnyard animal?
Oh gosh. Well, if you ask my friends, I'm not much of a dancer. I'm not very good at it. I try my best, so I'd probably go with a duck. They're not very light on their feet, so that's
Okay,
probably what my animal is there.
that was a good answer. I would not have even thought of a duck. That was a great answer. I love it. Uh, if you could teleport anywhere in the world, where would that be and why?
Oh, I probably want to go to Dubai. It's like my dream vacation. It looks like a lot of fun. Super big city.
Uh-huh.
My sure my favorite place.
What's that tower that they have there?
Oh, it's a good question.
I
That
think it's got a I think it's got like a glass platform on it that you can look
oh
out off
yeah
of. So I can't
yeah
remember what
I
it's
know what you're
called though.
talking about.
Okay.
Me neither. It's pretty
Um,
crazy.
you're getting ready to go on vacation though, somewhere pretty warm and
Oh
nice, and you excited about that?
oh yeah, December Hawaii. That'll be a lot of fun for sure. I'm
Yeah.
excited for that one.
Why would you go during December when it's cold? I mean, why would you want to
I
go
have
to
no
Hawaii?
My dad was telling me how we're gonna be here and it's snowing and have to pack swimsuits and shorts. But last year we went on vacation in December too, so it's fine by me. Miss a week of school, but
It's good.
uh, yeah,
It's a much needed time of rest for you to get recharged and come back and dominate on the basketball court. So we'll go
yeah,
with that.
yeah,
Okay, now talking about dominating, you probably dominate chores around your household. You told us you don't want to really clean the fish tank, but what chore do you dislike doing the most?
Oh, dislike. Probably the dishes. I'm not a fan of the dirty food water. Not my favorite at all. My dad kind of takes over that one. So
Okay. It sounds like your dad gets a lot of the dirty jobs. He has to clean the fish tank and
yeah,
then he has to do the dirty dishes.
yeah,
You've got a good dad.
yeah. He does do a lot around here. So does my
All
mom. She's the laundry queen.
right. Okay. Laundry queen. That she can put that on a resume somewhere. I'm the laundry
Yeah,
queen.
yeah.
All right. Okay, we're going to ask two different ones here. So the first one I want to know, what superhero most resembles you? What superhero?
That's a tough one. Um, my little brother always says Ant Man because never been the biggest out there, but might have to go with that one too. He's pretty cool. One of our favorites. So,
Yeah.
but
You know, but Ant-Man also becomes one of the biggest.
yeah, that's true. So
So you can say I'm
in
a
a way,
thousand times bigger on the inside than I'm on the outside. Just do that.
exactly.
All right. So we'll have one more. We'll ask, what Disney princess do you most identify with?
Hmm. I think definitely Belle. That's my favorite princess movie. She's kind of not super dressy at the beginning. I hate dressing up, so I definitely relate with her the most.
That and she kind of slaps down Gaston a little bit too, I think, in that, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah, she's the boss.
All right. All right. Very last one. And you've done an outstanding job, but we want to know what wild animal would be the largest one that you think you could take down without any weapons?
Without any weapons. Hmm. Maybe like a bison or something slow. Maybe I could get away from one of those, but nothing too scary. That's
Well,
for
if you
sure.
can take down a bison, I'm getting out of your way because those
Well,
things
yeah, I think
that
I'll get them all mixed up, but
right. But no, I mean if you can take down a bison, you are you are you are definitely you've got it going because that's hard for a grizzly to do. So that tells me a little bit about your ferocity out on the court and out on the playing field.
Yeah.
All right, Ella, we have gone through everything, and I just want to ask, is there any additional thing that you would like to say, maybe to the different people that have supported you, or California, or whatever? Anything? Any final comments?
Yeah, I'd just like to say thanks to everybody. I've had a lot of support. Nobody's ever really doubted me here, and I appreciate, California as a community and all the coaches and teachers and my family for being supportive of me through all this. So.
Well, very good. We just want to encourage everybody to like and share this program with your friends. That way everybody can get to hear all the awesome things that Ella has done. And again, just another show of support for you, Ella. You've done an outstanding job. It was really fun to have you on here tonight. Did really good. You came with it, even with your brother sitting there in the room staring at you. You did a great job.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. We look forward to keeping in touch with you, and maybe we'll try to set up an interview sometime as you are that new Lincoln Blue Tiger, and see how things are going on over there.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds like fun.
All right. If you'll hold on here with me for just a moment, I'm going to close out the program, and then we'll visit shortly after this, but we really appreciate you being on here. Let's see, Amanda Crawford Bach, she says, congratulations, Ella, amazing young lady. So we wanted to make sure we got one more of those comments in there. Thank you, Amanda. All right, everybody, thank you for joining us on One Nation, a Sports Locker Magazine Extra tonight. Again, outstanding interview that we had with Ella Percival of the California Pintos. I got to throw this one in here. We had another comment. Scott Harkins, he said, bison is a perfect answer, Ella. I completely believe Ella would take down a bison if she set her heart on it. Keep doing amazing things. So there you have it.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us tonight. We look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, this is your host, Kirk DeMars, with Ella Percival. Thank you for joining us.